Greetings and welcome to this episode on Geeks First. Today we're going to talk about the brand new release of the Boltyn deck. That's right, this is the second classic constructed Armory deck release right after the KO, which has already been out. So let's dive right in and compare these releases and talk all about it right now. Alright, so if you haven't, go ahead and watch my first video review on the KO Classic Constructed Armory deck. I have that sleeved up right here for us, actually. This is that exact contents of that deck. And what's nice is they've kept the same style, right? So if you're a person that wants to keep these on a shelf, right? So if you were to have these next to each other, they do look the same. And what's interesting about this is, you know, they do strikingly have the same beautiful look as before. Now, I'm going to imagine that my quote-unquote issues with the first product probably hold true for this one. Because I don't think they've had enough time to introduce any of the items that I'd suggested, such as like a playmat, especially when you start comparing them to things like Star Wars, Lorcana, and other games that do include printed mats, even in paper form. So while that's a small complaint, and I will at least take a footnote of that in here, I will not go into further detail on that in the video. But the first deck was the KO CC Classic Constructed Armory deck, and then this one is the Boltyn deck. There's I got to go to my LGS today, pick this thing up. This was kind of sweet, actually. I was pretty impressed that that they had it so quickly. I mean, today is the release day, but like when they opened up, I was right there. It was on the shelf, good to go. And we'll notice that when we look at this, right, they have the name of the deck at the top here. So Boltyn and KO, Breaker of Dawn. So that's just some information, a little bit of flavor text kind of stuff, QR codes, all sorts of same bits and information that is useful. Age 16 plus. This is a CC deck. Now inside here, right, I'm going to imagine that this is just like the other one. So for some ASMR folks. Aw, I messed it up. Aw. Womp, womp, womp. Can I not do it? I can't open it. Oh my gosh. There we go. I'm going to imagine that all that's on the inside here is just the deck itself, which is useful for the actual content that it is. So there we go. That is this. I'm going to put that back in the box. So now we have we got a beautiful thing we can keep, and that's when we do the comparisons for when the Azalea comes out there at Gen Con, right? We'll have all three. So, ta-da! Alright, let's take a look at what we got. Sir Boltyn, Breaker of Dawn. We got a rainbow foil, it looks like, hero. Is that correct? No, we did not get a rainbow foil hero. Instead, it is a non-foil, single-sided adult hero. Interesting. It is a rare light warrior hero, Sir Boltyn, Breaker of Dawn. That's correct. Okay, next up we have Raiden Duskbane. It is a Majestic there. Some cards in this, I believe, were upshifted to rares based on just some details. This is a cool art card here. It's Boltyn. Look at that. Some sweet art. I do believe that is the young Boltyn. So exciting. And then you got a QR code here. And then we get into the bulk of the deck here. We got Lumina Ascension. We got 3 copies of Lumina Ascension. You have a V for the Vanguard here. So this is a 3 of. We got Beaming Bravado. We got 3 of those. Bolt of Courage. 3 of those. Engulfing Light. 3 of those. Express Lightning. Continuing the trend of 3. Light the Way. Take Flight. And we brought back Snatch. Beautiful. Look at that. It's beautiful. Then we got Courageous Steel Hand here. Resounding Courage. The foil of this from Dusk Till Dawn is quite amazing. It's like a freaking lightsaber. It's pretty sweet. We got a Sink Below. This is one of those cards I was referring to that is an interesting upshift. Right now it's a rare. I don't exactly know the reason why, but in this case they made it a rare. So kudos. That's kind of neat. It does not, and this is weird, it does not have the defense reaction background. Don't know why. I don't know if they've not opted to continue that forward, but that is not the case. Got Banneret of Resilience here. We got Banneret of Vigor. We got 3 of those. We got Beaming Bravado, 3 of those. Bolt of Courage, look at that. Take Flight, there you go. Battlefield Blitz. Valiant Thrust. Saving Grace. Only got 2 of those. I'm going to imagine that some of these cards that are backwards here probably are the reason why. So let's take a look. We're going to set all that down. Going to go backwards here. So we so far have the weapon and the hero. And then let's look. We got some courage tokens and quicken tokens. And as we flip these over, bam! We got 1 saving grace as a foil. That explains where the 3rd saving grace is. So if you're looking for a foil, you'll need 3 of these bad boys. We got Warpath of Winged Grace. This is a Majestic, and it is a rainbow foil. That's very pretty. Then we have Bracers of Balana's Grace. Again, a rainbow foil here. That looks pretty. Solar Plexus. This is also a rainbow foil. And Helm of Halo's Grace. So yeah, that's it. That's beautiful. So you get 1 foil saving grace. You don't get a foil. You know, it'd be kind of interesting if you would have got a foil weapon. But I guess it makes sense, like if they're not releasing a foil hero in this deck, because there are other methods to have attained the hero in foil in the past. Now, if we compare to the former Ragnar deck right here, so you got a couple of tokens, and then when we look at, I put some baubles in there. That's for me. You got the KO Armed and Dangerous. The KO Armed and Dangerous one was not foil, so that tracks. Your weapon wasn't foil, and interestingly enough, you didn't get all of your cards in the KO Armory Deck foil, because Beaten Trackers was a card in another set. And I actually don't remember if Knucklehead was from another set, but I know that these were new. I think Knucklebreaker was also from another set, and I'm going to go look up. All right, so Knucklehead actually was from the KO deck, and it's from Heavy Hitters, and then there's an LGS Rainbow foil and a LGS Cold foil, so that explains why I think that one wasn't. But overall, right, the only other difference between the KO deck here is when we go through the KO deck, you have a lot of cards that apply to the KO deck. But unlike the Blitz decks, there are no extended arts. So that is one thing to note here, is it does not appear that they are giving any kind of special extended art. Now, did you get any foils in the KO deck? I actually don't remember. It'd probably be one of the Majestics if we did. Got to look for that real quick. I didn't think there was that many Majestics. So you did. You got Strength Rules All, and then Strength Rules All, Strength Rules All. So the commonality, and you got another one here, this Run Rough's Hold, Rough Shroud, that's also foil. So that does carry forward with a couple of foils in the deck, and having one of the higher tier rarity ones as a foil for you to get. Looks like, you know, the Quicken token is also a Courage token, because that's part of how the deck functions. And it you know, looks good. The cards overall, you know, feel great. I'm excited that they're, you know, single-sided, right? So you don't have a lot of you don't have, I mean, you got a couple of double-sided cards, but you could play this right out of the box without sleeves. I could shuffle this up right now and play. Not a problem. It does not have the Part the Misfail issue where you have double-sided cards. It's not an issue. It's just, it's a feature in the game. So don't really misconstrue my issue as an issue. It's just in this case, I could literally play this right out of the box right now with no sleeves, crack it open, walk up, play at my armory, and go. So that is exciting. I'm going to keep this video super short. I think that this is a great, exciting deck. The next video that I'll be working on, it's probably going to have to be digital. I'd like to do it in person, but I don't know if I can find somebody locally to be able to do that. But we're going to do a KO versus Boltyn battle, and that way we can experience what the two CC decks are like against each other. I'm not a Boltyn main. I have a person here in Indianapolis that is a Boltyn main, and he did politely ask if I had any questions on Boltyn to let him know. So I'll probably be reaching out to Shane and asking some questions, because I definitely want to learn more. I think Boltyn is a fantastic, cool-looking hero. He has a vibe about him that I really can get behind, just because of Monarch and some of the complexities there. I was never really a big Monarch fan, but overall, it still worked out. So, all right, well, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for more content, and until next time, may your games be fun and your friendships grow. Cheers.